You can build out an engineering-grade trading system, complete with precision entry models and ironclad risk parameters. But that architecture is entirely worthless if the human operator behind the keyboard experiences a biological and emotional system failure. We have mapped out the structural tools. You have the standard deviation walls and the density ribbon filters to read the tape objectively. But the human brain was not designed for structural trading. It evolved for survival, comfort, and a demand for absolute certainty. This biological demand for instant gratification creates a fatal blind spot in the arena: the algorithmic ego. The institutional algorithms processing trades on the other side of your screen possess zero regard for your comfort. They do not care if you feel right, and they do not care about your ego. Retail traders do not fail because they are being actively hunted by market makers. They fail because their unprogrammed biology rejects the mathematical reality of the regime. A quantitative machine processes expected value across massive distributions, accumulating into a predictable upward trend. Contrast this with the retail gambler. When a single pullback dips below the trend line, they view this micro-loss as a failure, chasing immediate validation on every entry. When a probability-based pullback occurs, it triggers a survival response in the brain, prioritizing immediate relief over the long-term statistical plan. This instinctual panic forces the operator to manually override their system, cutting the position and abandoning their mathematical edge at the exact wrong moment. Overcoming this dissonance requires a specific psychological framework: emotional entrainment. This is the deliberate process of hard-coding your biological brain to identically match the cold, unemotional logic of the machine. Transitioning from a casual gambler to a consistent career operator means completely reprogramming how you process loss and variance. We map this out using the quant psychology matrix, a tactical blueprint for overriding biological reactions during specific market phases. We begin with the invalidation event. To the unprogrammed mind, a stop-out feels like a personal, moral failure. That emotional trigger initiates a destructive chain reaction, leading directly to revenge trading or averaging down a losing position. Entrainment requires structural reframing. A stop-loss must be viewed identically to paying a monthly insurance premium to protect a physical business. The one-tick invalidation edge acts as a strict shield, instantly severing the position. Notice the bar chart overlay. By utilizing volatility-adjusted sizing, mathematical armor ensures that when the stop triggers, account capital at risk remains flat. Emotional weight is neutralized. The tactical execution law for this phase is simple. Accept the paper cut instantly at the one-tick line and clear your mental slate. When you stop tying your self-worth to a single invalidation wiggle, you strip the market of its ability to inflict psychological damage. Move down to the second row, the B-wave pullback, which routinely triggers the highest concentration of biological fear. Faced with a deep price sweep, the instinctual retail reaction is to panic sell directly at the wholesale structural floor. The operator capitulates, only to watch an absolute devastation as the subsequent reversal rockets upward without them. This line graph illustrates the quantitative operator's posture, identifying the downward sweep as an institutional refuel cycle. Below, on the volume histogram, you mechanically verify this refuel by identifying massive passive absorption blocks sitting at the absolute floor. The tactical execution law for the B-wave is to hold your ground, trust the defined fading zones, and never panic short the support floor. Surviving a B-wave is not a test of analytical skill. It is a strict mechanical test of your ability to resist your own unprogrammed biological fear response. The third phase of the matrix is state zero silence, a condition that becomes hypercritical during quiet summer algorithm regimes. A state zero squeeze compression is defined as a period where vertical price movement completely ceases. Watch how this fluid environment rapidly slows to a halt. When the tape gets quiet, the human brain suffers a severe dopamine deficit. This deficit causes a specific behavioral error. The operator begins manufacturing phantom setups simply to cure their own boredom. This diagram maps the consequence of that error. Forcing low-conviction trades into sideways noise guarantees you get chopped to pieces. But watch the elite operator respond. They remain detached, treating the silence as a clinical data-gathering phase. The tactical execution law here is to lock your hands. institute an absolute trading ban inside the center of the daily variance profile. The silence of state zero acts as the mandatory structural compression preceding a macro-level expansion. We reached the final matrix phase, the C-wave expansion, which hits when price violently breaks out of the state zero compression. A winning trade carries its own unique psychological trap. Intense FOMO causes operators to chop their position early, while unchecked greed chokes the run-out entirely. This diagram shows the quantitative countermeasure. You execute clinically at the trigger node, and as price ascends, automatic percentage scale-outs trigger at pre-marked terminal walls. You scale out contracts exclusively at these predefined structural targets, completely ignoring social media noise or euphoric market sentiment. The final tactical execution law is to let the wave ride. Hold your full weight until price strictly intersects with the final mathematical boundary. Mismanaging a massive winning trade is mathematically just as destructive to your long-term expected value as mismanaging a loss. The entire quant psychology matrix distills down into two absolute commandments for the career operator. Commandment 1. Accept the variance before executing the trade. If a potential loss at the invalidation line elevates your heart rate even slightly, your payload is mathematically too high and must be scaled down. Commandment 2. Completely separate your mechanical execution from your emotional expectations. Trust your fixed coordinates, protect the machine, and allow the accounting algorithms to clear the sheets over time. True consistency in the market relies on the operator's ability to perfectly maintain synchronization with its unemotional equilibrium.